Welcome back to Living Local. Rent is a Broadway musical that has gained critical acclaim and won several awards, including the Pulitzer Prize for Drama and the Tony Award for Best Musical. And it hits the Quad City Music Guild stage this weekend. And here to tell us all about it is the show stars, Tim Dominscus and Kira Rangel. Hey, how are you all?
Good.
Hey,
I'm so excited that you're here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a big fan of both of you. I've seen you on stage over the years several times, and you're playing Mark and Roger and Mimi, rather. Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about it. I was like, oh, you look like a perfect Roger, man. I can't tell you. And Mimi.
Yes.
This is great.
Yes.
Are you excited?
I'm excited. Who doesn't love Rent?
Exactly. Now, it occurred to me, though, because, some of our viewers may not know what Rent is all about. Could you give us the elevator pitch for Rent? What is Rent all about?
Oof. So the basic synopsis of it is it follows a group of 8 friends throughout a year, for the most part, and their lives in New York, in the Lower East Side.
In Alphabet City.
Yeah, yeah.
Where, and it's in '91, so they're dealing with drug addiction, the AIDS pandemic, and
gentrification.
yes.
Yeah, it's about a lot of things. I know that's a big question. What is Rent all about? So what was kind of your first exposure to the show? For you and I are about the same age, Tim, and I know for me it was like that was the first cast album I even owned as a kid. And so how did Rent come into your lives originally? Let's start with you, Tim.
Yeah, I was in college when it came out, so there's my age. And I just remember thinking it was so different than any other theater that I had seen or been in or heard, and it just being at the age I was, it just sort of spoke to me.
Yeah. And
I was an artist in college, and I did music and theater, and so it was just like, I am these people.
Yeah.
And it just was one of those things where I just kept listening over and over, and I just identifying with different characters. And throughout my entire life, I find myself identifying with different people at different ages.
Yeah. And Kira, what about you?
Well, when I was a kid, I was kind of a nerd, and I loved collecting CDs and DVDs and stuff. So every weekend we would go to Unique, which is this thrift store, and I found this original Broadway cast album of Rent. And I was like, oh, the pictures are so pretty. I was young, I didn't know. And I started listening to it, and I was like, oh, wow, I really love this.
Yeah.
And then I found out there was a movie, and my mom was like, why are you watching this? I was like, because they're belting, and it's amazing, and they're in love. And so that was my first. I think I was about 7. So.
Yeah, and you touched on the themes being so relevant today. The show to me is plays like a period piece, but it's still so relevant in a lot of its themes. Are there anything that's really kind of hit you differently now than it did when you guys first experienced Rent?
Well, me myself as a queer person, I know for a lot of people Rent definitely helped them coming out and feeling seen, and especially now with a lot of the anti-LGBTQ laws going on right now, and also us getting through with the grips of COVID too. I feel like this piece is still very relevant to a lot of people. It's about healing through love. Something we need right now.
Yeah, I have to say, having done the show a few times, it is a life-changing experience. And has that started to affect the company already? I mean, it's a pivotal point in your life, I
mean, I think from callbacks on, it was just watching a community get built.
Yeah.
Because by the end of the callbacks, everyone was like just cheering for everybody else.
Yeah.
And it's just become a really tight-knit group. I know this is Kira's first community theater experience, so she picked a really good one.
Yeah, that is a really good one.
And I don't know that I've been involved with any other project where the group has come together and been so supportive.
Yeah.
And just really cares and loves about all the other people in the show. From, crew to directing staff to cast members themselves. Everybody is just like supporting everyone, and if somebody's not having a great day, everybody's just like, what can we do? How can we make it better?
Yeah.
Let's do this together.
Yeah, and I think it's a bold move for Music Guild to take it on too, and I think that's really cool and really shows how forward-thinking they really are. And we were supposed to mention it's PG-13, so families should not be afraid to come see it.
No, and I think there's a lot of things in the show that really can give you a chance to have some nice, open, frank conversations with your children when they're at that pivotal moment in their life. And, it just opens doors to really, for them to ask questions about things.
Yeah, and real quick, I want to touch on, you had the honor of having Jonathan Larson's former partner, Janet, at the show the other night and to kind of talk with you guys. How amazing was that? Like, that had to be like such a cool experience.
Yes, Janet was so touched by seeing our production of Rent because she's from here.
Yeah.
And she's never seen the show in her own hometown.
Right.
And it was so surreal to have someone that degree of separation so close to you.
Yeah.
Because she was like, this show is about love, and I saw love on the stage, and Jonathan was all about that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was just so humbling. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was very surreal.
Yeah, very surreal.
And
well, that speaks to the show. It is a very surreal experience, and I hope everyone can come see it. Come see these two superstars. I've seen them on stage before. They are both absolutely wonderful. And thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. For more information, you can visit qcmusicguild.com, and we'll have all those details posted on ourquadcities.com. More